And welcome to the Gift and Home channel. My name is Cinda Baxter. I'm owner of Details Inc. Find stationery, invitations, and gifts in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And we're about to talk about happy cohabitation. No, it's not a big, exciting, scary thing. It's building your mailing list with your customers. Basically, what you want to do is find a way to create a list that's going to work well for you as well as make them feel comfortable. You don't want to cross a line to where they look at you and think junk. When you work with different vendors, consider whether or not they have some kind of a direct mailing program. As a good example, Cranes, who's one of our largest lines, provides a wonderful program through their model stores, allowing us to go ahead and opt into a direct mail campaign where they produce the postcards, they take care of the mailing list, and they do the entire mail out. We know when it's gone out because we receive one here in the store. It's professional, it's slick, it's informative, and it's dead on with all the special promotions. It's a great purchase price to buy into with a big bang. Now you can buy a list if you like and don't have one of your own. You'll find all sorts of resources to do that, and a good place to start would be online. If you go in and look at various companies that do that, you want to be sure that you're coming in on your zip code or on surrounding zip codes. You want to be sure you're talking about demographics so that you're getting the right age group. For instance, if you retail children's clothing, the last thing you want is a mailing list that starts with senior citizens and up. You also can consider some kind of an in-store sign-up to build your own list. Have it right next to the register so it's convenient for customers and obvious to customers. And then with that information, you also have their permission to go ahead and add them. You can have a sign-up in your newsletter if you have a newsletter, or you can take it a step further and put a web link in your newsletter that people can go online to sign up. Another place to sign up, then, of course, is your website. If you've got a site, be sure you've got that built into it if your interest is in expanding your newsletter, whether in print or in digital form. And that brings me back full circle to something I mentioned earlier. When you're looking at different media options, consider the hard copy version and the digital. In the newsletter, do both. We certainly do, and we make sure that the customers who don't go on the internet get one in the mail, and then we go ahead and have our email list to back it up. You want to be sure permission-based is the core of anything you do with a list, whether it's digital or hard copy. With email, you want to be sure that you have an easy opt-off at the end of the email. As an example, a large, big box, monster retailer who shall remain nameless somehow has me on their email updates list. I don't know how, because it's not one I've ever signed up for. But the other day when I scrolled to the bottom of the email to click here to sign out or to opt out, I was taken back to their website where I was told I had to sign in with my username and a password, neither of which I've ever created. I clicked on every button I could find on that website and still cannot find any way to get to the screen that I can tell them to unsubscribe me. You don't ever want to have a situation like that. If a customer wants out, you have to be able to let them out and let them out easily. If it's a direct mail campaign, you may not think that there's an opt-out, but there actually is. Very similar to the Do Not Call list, the Direct Marketing Association actually has built a database that's national that exempts people from any kind of junk mail, which is what they see it as. Now, you don't see your postcard as junk, but if they see it as an unsolicited ad that's in their mailbox, they will. If you're using a national mailing list, they will typically on a monthly basis match their database against the Direct Marketing Association's database to be sure that they have pulled those names out. If you're doing your own list, odds are people volunteered anyway, so you should be relatively safe. But be aware that if you use a list from a national company, you still can get a phone call from a customer, as we did a couple of weeks ago, who literally had pulled herself off of, or put herself on the Do Not Mail list just after they had most recently updated theirs. So just be aware that the possibility exists. So you've got a mailing list, you've got some ideas percolating in the back of your head about what you want to do next. So here we go. The next segment is going to be the big one. It's where we're going to climb up and ride the elephant to the internet. Again, my name is Cinda Baxter. Thanks for watching, and sit tight. This next one's going to be a biggie.